This is like what I imagine it feels like to change form as a Pokemon.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today we're joined by Academy Award-winning actress Brie Larson. She's the box office shattering star you know from films like Room, Captain Marvel, and many more. Her latest project, though, is the Brie Larson YouTube channel. Make sure to be on the lookout, subscribe, but first things first, Brie Larson, the wings of death. Welcome to Hot Ones.
Hi, thank you for having me.
How are you around spicy food? Like, are you a spicy food person?
I am a spicy food person, but I feel like today I'm gonna learn that I'm not. That perhaps what I thought was spicy food was not spicy at all. The classic Fresno. Ready?
We're ready.
That's fine. That's completely fine.
So naturally, I want to start with your swan dive into the world of YouTube, and I want to hit you with a hypothetical for a second, okay?
Interesting.
Let's say you're at a dinner party, all right? Everyone is pulling up their favorite YouTube videos, and someone passes you the laptop. What are you typing into the search at that moment?
It depends. I mean, as you've learned, I'm pretty incapable of a lot of aspects of technology, so it might be like a video on like how to turn on your printer. Vine videos, I watch a lot of Vine videos. With the start of this channel, I've been even more present trying to watch so many different channels, and it's such a big world. I mean, it's the whole world on one platform. I think for so long, my internet perception, I suppose, which is where most people know me from, is through like a press day. I always felt like if I revealed too much about myself, that then people wouldn't be able to believe me as other characters. So that's like been something that I've always held really close to my chest. And so this is kind of a way of trying to break out of that line of thought and say that, you know, there's a lot that people don't know about me, and a lot that I guess deep down I've just been too scared to be so vulnerable on the internet. So that's part of it, is, I don't know, being more open about my flaws, about who I actually am, and not just through like a director's lens or through the I don't know, the safety of a character. So far these taste really good, but still only 2 in, right?
So far.
Yeah.
So obviously, Hot Ones has not been immune to the challenges of COVID, but the impact on Hollywood has been massive, with movie releases getting pushed and sets completely shut down. What's one of the more bizarre things you've heard floated for how to get productions back on track? You know, you read about doing love scenes like as a totally different part of the production and then putting that back together in post and stuff.
Yeah, there has been talk of if there's any sort of contact that it would have to be CGI. Even I think if it, from my understanding, even if it was just like a touch on the arm, any sort of physical contact would mean that the actors would have to be in quarantine for like 5 days before, and I think tested on either side of it. It's brought, from my understanding, a lot of the studios together, which is cool. So instead of what was before this competition of like this versus this, it's like everyone has to kind of talk together and figure it out together and share notes. So that's pretty cool and beautiful. And I'm a huge proponent of safety at work. So the idea of there being even more conversations about how to keep people safe is really good. But we'll see how it goes. Interesting. Different flavor profile. Spicier.
Like a symphony over here, you know?
Yeah. Okay, I like that one.
So I understand that your love of mushrooms led you to join a mycology society in Los Angeles where you go out and learn to forage.
It's really sweet.
Are there any fungi 101 basics that you can teach me right now, or is it too complicated to reduce to tips and tricks for the internet?
So like, you know, when you get like your big screen TV and like the styrofoam that comes with it, they're learning how to grow mushrooms into the shapes of that. So it'd be totally biodegradable. That's really cool. Another one is mushrooms have been really helpful with oil spills. They basically put down like a layer of hair and then spores and then more hair, and then it soaks up the oil. And then when they did tests on the mushrooms afterwards, there was no like heavy metals or anything in it. So they completely purify. It's also the first internet. That's also a really cool thing, because you could have a tree fall down, miles away in the forest, and mushrooms that are super far away feel it, respond to it, and go and decompose the tree. So I think it's just interesting with all of the things that humans have invented that we're like, we're geniuses, we invented the internet. It's like, no, mushrooms kind of did it first, sorry. That's gonna be bad.
That's the thing, because we've done a couple of these, over the internet, and people at home are all like, oh, you can't send it to celebrity sauces. They won't sauce the wings right. What I've noticed though is everybody's just dumping the sauce on their wings. It's actually like
harder.
Way harder.
I just couldn't handle the 10 bowls. If you would have made a YouTube video describing it, I probably would have done it. But since you didn't, this is what we're doing. Okay. These all taste really good so far. I really like that one. It's starting to cook in the end, but...
It does. I got a little throat scratch right there.
Ooh. Okay, yeah.
What makes Super Mario 3D World, as you put it, one of the greatest achievements in Nintendo history?
When did I say that? Because I feel like I might say that the new Zelda is kind of topped that. Do you know what
I think a 2014 quote.
Yeah, so Nintendo has topped itself since then. Man, that game blew my mind when it came out, because I had such a deep love for it in its two-dimensional form. I would have said that same quote when Paper Mario came out. When Paper Mario came out, I was like, this is the greatest achievement. I love illusions. I love like optical illusions. I love magic, and games that use I don't know, the idea that there's other worlds, other ways of looking at the world, which I think like Paper Mario and Super Mario 3D World really did. Yeah, but Nintendo continues to top itself. I mean, I'm a deep Nintendo lover through and through.
Los Calientes Rojo.
Okay, here we go.
Hitting right.
These all taste really good, by the way. Great selection of sausage.
Hey, we'll take it. All right, Brie, we have a recurring segment on our show called Explain That Gram, where we do a deep dive on our guest's Instagram, pull interesting pictures that need more context.
Great.
So I'll show you the picture. You just tell me the bigger story. What was your biggest pet peeve when you were moonlighting as a DJ to pay the bills early on in your career?
I played like a Coachella pool party thing, which I think is from the photo that you're talking about, and that was like a peak. That was a peak of this guy in a shirt that said like "fuck swag" that came up, and he was like, "Are you planning on playing anything good?" And I was like, "No, this is it. I don't know what else to tell you." But I will say, on the flip side, introducing people to like obscure music, when someone comes up to you and is like, "What is this?" and it's like something that you found from like a garage sale, that was like the best feeling ever. I still have all my records from that time because I don't have the heart to give them up. I spent so much time collecting them.
Here you are with Jabba the Hutt. I know that you're a Star Wars obsessive. How big a deal was it for you to score a face-to-face with the legend?
That was amazing. Seeing like any sort of moment where it's like your whole life is like you have this separate thing where it's like, I love Star Wars and Star Wars lives in my TV, and then you get to go in the TV. That's just pretty cool. The other thing was, I believe that day was what people don't know is that was the day that I went in to get scanned for them to start making the Captain Marvel costume. So that was like years before anybody even knew. It was cool because I was able to share in my excitement of that without giving away the larger thing. It's like I got to share in the moment without actually sharing in the moment.
I don't think we'll be able to clear it, so we'll get creative in post. But what's the backstory on how you ended up in the famous Kardashian family bathroom selfie at Met Gala?
Oh my gosh. It's...
Careful around the eyes.
Oh yeah, you're right. Whoo, you're right. Whoo, thank you for looking out for me. Dang. So the Met Ball bathroom is pretty notorious. It's like where all the cool kids hang out. I had been to Met Ball, I think 3 times, and I had never gone to the bathroom because sometimes people smoke in there. Like, I know that you're not supposed to, sorry to pull the curtain back, but I have asthma, so that's like a #1 place I can't go. So I went in for the first time, and my goal was to get in and out as quickly as possible, and I was trying to hold my breath as much as I could in there because I didn't want to deal with the smoke. As I was moving in to wash my hands, and I'm washing my hands and holding my breath at the same time, the whole thing, it was just this like wind of people came in, and it was just this like, no, you're gonna stand over here and you're gonna be here like this, and like, no, you're not in the picture. No. And I was washing my hands, I was getting squished as I was washing my hands, and I couldn't move. I just kept muttering to myself like, oh no, like I'm not supposed to be here. It's like, you know, all these cool kids, and then like, I am not supposed to be in this photo. And also they're all holding their phones up, and I couldn't really tell if I was in it or not. There was like one of the people from the photo turned to me and was like, you need to chill and just be here. And I was like, okay. And so I like smiled in a way that was like, I'm panicked because I don't know if I'm in this or not. I am truly here only because I washed my hands. Is my publicist gonna be upset about this? Like, I don't know any of these people. And then I mean, by the time I walked back to my chair, it was like, it was done. It was done. It had happened. And I don't hate it. I think it's pretty funny. God, okay. Hello. She has a story. She started off one way and then she turned on me.
There's a whole plot arc over here.
Wow. Okay. Not mad though.
So you've been pretty vocal about wanting to protect your anonymity as an actor, once explaining to writer Kate Erblund, I think it ruins movies if you know my favorite brand of potato chip or whatever. Does your decision to start a YouTube channel signify some sort of shift in that thinking? Like, do you think you're maybe becoming less guarded in that respect?
I would imagine whenever I did that article, like I wasn't Captain Marvel. It was like there was a little bit more leeway between what it was that I was doing, and I made the decision to be Captain Marvel, and I knew what came with that. And so with that, it's been a really beautiful experience, actually. I would imagine when I did that article, if there had ever been a paparazzi photo, it would have left me in a full-on panic attack because it felt so jarring and scary and exposing. And now, like, honestly, like if I see a paparazzi, I'm like, hi, and they're like, hi, Brie. It's just different for me now. And I've found that whenever I've read an interview or a biography or watched a video with an artist that I love and they're very candid and they're flawed and I get to see their process, I feel like, I'm like, oh my God, yes, like I'm not the only one who feels like that. And I just started to realize that like I was being too self-preservational. Is that a word? I was self-preservating more than I needed to, I suppose. Still really good. I'm okay still. Am I?
Interesting. Very on brand for me. Thank you. Okay. Oh no. That was a big pour, but I'm gonna do it.
Maybe wipe some down or something.
Oh wow, okay, it's that bad, huh?
In this back half. It's a pretty hot lineup this year.
It jumped.
Woo! Yep.
Wow. And yet I'm gonna
We're
do it
going
again.
up. Whoa. Whoa.
I enjoyed it. Okay. I don't know if I should have done that, but I did it.
So, Brie, I understand that you've been captivated by classic cinema from an early age, sometimes annoying your mother, who'd come home to you, hogging the remote to watch French film noir in black and white. Is there a movie made in the last year or two that you think will be considered a classic film 50 years from now?
I think there's a great chance that Portrait of a Lady on Fire will be considered a classic.
Which classic movie would you pull off the shelf for someone who's trying to heal a broken heart?
What's coming to mind is The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, but it's like a pretty epic love story, so honestly, nothing matters right now because this is so spicy.
Can you suggest a cult classic that's special to you but maybe won't click with everyone who watches it?
Oh, yeah. That's basically all of my favorite movies. Vagabond by Agnes Varda is, I think, one of the most important pieces of female representation, specific to that period of time and then also now. Scenes from a Marriage. It's not really a movie, but it was a series. That is amazing. That is one of my favorites.
And then finally, what classic movie would you recommend to an adrenaline junkie who's never seen anything outside of the Marvel universe?
An adrenaline junkie, like Enter the Dragon? I would consider that a classic. Like, I don't know how far back we're going, but I think getting into the Bruce Lee catalog is definitely, there's so much passion, so much excitement, so much artistry. It's like, wow. I've been rewatching some of his stuff. It's really good.
All right, Brie,
Okay, yes.
are you ready to move on here? This
It's
is
coming out
the
my nose,
bomb
yeah.
Beyond Insanity.
How was your digestive system, by the way, doing this show? Like, are you compromised in any way? Are you...
I think that I've permanently become something else. The problem is, like we've been taking a break from production for these reasons, It's like now though, I feel like I have to relearn it all. Like I'm going through the same thing. Like I'm sweating when I usually don't right now.
Oh, interesting. Ready?
Ready. Media.
Is this like what I imagine it feels like to change form as a Pokemon?
So the internet as we know it today has become a tool for character actors. I've heard people talk about, studying YouTube videos to get accents down, or when Margot Robbie was on the show, she said that she'd watch it so that she could understand the reaction of people when they get electrocuted. So this is a relatively new phenomenon.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like when I did short-term 12. Am I different yet? I feel like I'm taking a new form. Short-term 12, I would find on like message boards and things, interviews with people, they'd do like Ask Me Anythings. I was playing a social worker, and you could get a lot of really great info. I don't know what else to say other than the internet teaches me things.
What do you find special about Reddit? You once said that it's the only place where you really enjoy reading the comments.
Oh yeah, I don't feel that way anymore. Reddit became terrible. But it was a helpful tool to me at one point. I'm trying to remember, maybe like 8 years ago or so. like turn for me, and I was like, yeah, no. Maybe it was less than that, maybe 6 years ago. Yeah, no, thank you.
All right, Brie Larson. 2 more to go.
Oh God. This is like, has anyone ever talked to you about like doing this? Like if people could buy the sauces and do this as like a first date or something, like this feels like a pretty like intense way of just like get right to it, or like a job interview.
Maybe that is like just a kit, the icebreaker kit.
Just like get to the baseline. Okay. I can't even like my arms are different now. Like my arms are like just dug into my legs. Like I'm contorted.
But you know what? You know what,
I'm alive.
Captain Marvel? You're still standing. You're still standing.
I'm still standing. I want to be brave, but I'm scared. Look at my body. I'm like hugging myself.
What do you see as the biggest difference between fans who recognize you from Avengers and fans who know you from Short Term 12?
Right, so if it's like a fan of Captain Marvel, it'll usually be something like, Captain Marvel! Captain Marvel! Like something like, yeah, it kind of makes me think of like someone shouting from like far away. Like they don't want to like necessarily like say hi, but they're just like, yo! I did my first con experience, you know? There was somebody who made like a Short Term 12 like t-shirt, and it's so sweet because that's the interesting thing about being in movies or being in TV. It's so different from being like a stand-up comedian or being a musician, where you're constantly in the presence of the people that are consuming the things that you're making. Like I'm not, unless I go to like a con or something like that. I don't know. And so it's really cool to have these shared moments of recognizing that something that you made that really mattered to you has, you know, mattered to them or changed them in some way, and you're just now learning about it. It's cool.
All right, Brie Larson.
Oh God.
This is the last dab. We call it the last dab because it's tradition around here to put a little extra on the last wing, but I see you already know the drill.
Oh God. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, Brie Larson, here we are at the end of our wild, spicy wing ride and only one more bump in the road. As we mentioned in the beginning, you're now braving a brand new world on YouTube. So now with your mouth on fire, let's just talk through some of the basics, okay?
Uh-huh.
First things first, how are you gonna open each video? You can't say, what's Jablin, Jables? That one's taken by Jack Black.
Help, it's Brie Larson. That's all I can hear in my head right now because it's so spicy. Is like my inner child is going, help. Hey, you. I have to have. Sup, YouTube.
That's great. That's great. Number 2, what are you gonna call your army of fans? Brie Larsoners?
Yeah, that's a good question. Do they name themselves or do I name them? It feels like they should name themselves.
Finally, can you sign off?
Smash that like. Please subscribe.
You heard her. That's Brie Larson speaking the truth. And look at you, Brie, taking down 10 scorching hot vegan nuggets in the comfort of your own home. Now there's nothing left to do but roll out the red carpet for you, Brie. This camera, or possibly a camera B if you've set one up, let the people know what you have going on in your life.
Hi, I'm Brie Larson. I decided to start a YouTube channel. We're here. I feel extreme presence. Smash the like or don't. Just subscribe. Talk. Like it and subscribe it.
Good job, Brie. Good job.
It's actually a good kind of high. Like, it's the high that I was talking about, like when I went to that restaurant in India, where you're just kind of like, wow, what is life? Oh, what do you do with yourself after this? Do you try and like upload everything to Dropbox while you're still high from your spice?
Hey, what's going on, Hot Ones fans? This is Sean Evans checking in to give you the origin story behind Los Calientes Rojo. So a few months back, we decided to go completely bizarro world and went Dr. Frankenstein on all of our sauces and started mixing and matching the peppers and just put it out. Thought it'd be a stupid one-time thing, but we accidentally, through that science experiment, created one of the greatest sauces of all time, Los Calientes Rojo. Get your bottle at heatness.com to get a bottle of Los Calientes Rojo. Los Calientes Rojo. Accidentally delicious.